Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Tech Tuesday, Sony's Core dvLED display Crystal LED S series revealed. I'm Joe Diacetis, marketing specialist here at Sony, and we're excited to have you join us. Today, you will hear from Sony's Crystal LED experts as they showcase the newly announced Crystal LED S series, including key features, use cases, and what sets it apart. We'll also be hosting a live Q&A session, so be sure to drop your questions in the question panel below. Now, I'd like to introduce my colleagues who will be guiding you through the Crystal LED S series, Chris Schwartz and Jason Metcalf. Let's get started.
Thanks, Joe. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Chris Swartz, and I am the Crystal LED Direct View LED Product Manager for Sony here. Today, we are going to cover a generic covering of the Crystal LED family, and then we're going to introduce our new product, S Series, to you. Then we're going to talk about a few things like ordering and service information. But before we get started, we have a quick video we'd like you to see, so please go ahead and roll that. All right, welcome back. Let's talk about the Crystal LED family of products. We have two kind of separate lines, and they're very distinct in what they offer. One is fixed installation, uh, kind of what we call our consumer and education line, and then we also have a line for production and temporary install. Um, this S series that we'll be talking about soon falls in this fixed installation line, and let's talk about it a little bit. So, if you know anything about Crystal LED, you know that right now, kind of our flagship fixed install product is called BH and CH. And BH and CH are basically very similar. The cabinets are the same, but they have different coatings that provide for different applications, right? So BH is very bright and has a matte coating. CH has kind of an immersive feel to it. It has a dark coating. It is a bit reflective, so it's best for light controlled environments. Um, you're looking at 2 pixel pitches with it, with both of them, 1.2, 1.5. As you can see here, there's a little bit of difference between the brightness. The BH is 1700 nits and the CH is 1300 nits. And as you know, we use a Sony controller with these BH and CH products. And then we also have fiber extension if you need to run this farther than the 10-meter cat limit with this. Um, we have S series, and we will talk about that. So I'll kind of save that. But basically, the basics is, we're looking at same pixel pitches, 800 nits of brightness, so quite a bit less bright, but still great picture quality. And we're going to be using a third-party controller. On our production and temporary install, kind of the virtual production and rental and staging side, we have two products. Kind of our flagship is the Verona, and it is the difference between these two is that these are square cabinets, right? And these also latch together very easily with included latches that are part of the actual cabinet themselves, right? These over here are 16 by 9 cabinets, which when you build them up, create a 16 by 9 display uh, in equal, widths and heights. So like a 5 by 5 would still be, a 16 by 9 display, but these are square and you can build them up to do a 16 by 9 display or do a square display or whatever it is you need. So Verona is kind of a mix of both BH and CH in its coatings, where it has a deep black coating, but it also has a matte finish. So you get that higher contrast, but you also are able to use lights in the situation specifically for virtual production, stuff like that. We're looking at 1500 nits pretty much across the board for our VP products. And then we have two pixel pitches with that as well. We have our 1.5 and we have our 2.3, right? So the other thing that we have on this side of the house is that we are using third-party controllers. And we use either Brompton or Megapixel and you basically purchase what type of controller that you want to use when you buy the product. So if you have a B slash on your SKU there, then you're buying Brompton. If you have an M slash, you're buying Megapixel. With our Capri, everything's basically the same. The cabinets are around the same size. The brightness is the same size. And we have one pixel pitch with this. It's a 2.5, and it is an SMD product. So the Verona and actually the BH and CH all have protective coatings on them. The Capri is a surface mount device, which has its pluses and minuses. Okay, now that we've spoken about kind of our line of product, I wanted to get into focusing on our new product, the S series. Um, we're announcing this week, and then we're gonna ship this kind of early summer this year. That's when shipping will start. And as you can see, it's one of our C&E or fixed installation products. It's a 16 by 9 cabinet. We're gonna do a 1.2 and a 1.5, and the brightness is gonna be 800 nits. Let's talk about some of the applications that we use for these type of LEDs. Our showrooms, executive briefing centers, boardrooms, museums, lobbies and entrances, auditoriums and halls, lecture rooms, and another really good one for this type of application is a control room. Basically, this works for all of our line of fixed installation, but this line is going to be targeted towards a more step in, a more cost conscious customer. So it's not going to be quite as immersive as our BH and CH, but S series is going to get the job done for most of what you need. Let's talk about some of the key features of S series. We have accurate natural colors, we have a long useful life, and we have a simple deployment, right? Picture quality, obviously, for Sony is paramount, right? So this delivers a high visibility, even in bright environments. It's accurate natural colors. It has the Sony look and feel. And with our partner Novastar, we are able to adjust picture quality to basically meet Sony's standards. As I told you earlier, we're using the Coex MX40 Pro controller with this, and actually we can use other controllers in the Coex series, but the 40 MX40 Pro is kind of the default, and we are using Novastar receiving cards in our product to be able to tweak picture settings to get the kind of picture settings that we need for that Sony look and feel. We have an anti-reflective surface technology for low reflection. It's like the BH, but I don't think it's quite as matty or anti-reflective as the BH. Reliability on this is great, and it's suitable for that long-term use. We have surface treatments that cover the LEDs, protect them. We're doing lower power consumption. Ease of use is a big deal here with this new product. Um, we have a thinner display from 2.7 inches to 1.7, so we're shaving an inch off, which is great. Um, we have clean holes for cable management. And one of the interesting things is we're able to do longer distance between the display cabinet and the controller. We'll talk about more of this stuff more in a few slides. Um, we integrate with Sony commissioning and device management tools. That's something we're working on right now. And then obviously, the Novastar controller is supported by third-party control devices. So let's talk about some more of these features. Um, One of the key features is we deliver high visibility even in bright environments. We have an anti-reflective surface coating. So low reflection, um, suitable for these bright environments. As you can see here, you've got lights in the ceiling with kind of with like something like a TV coating, right? And actually our CH is more like this, but it's made for more light controlled environments. But in rooms where you've got kind of lights above or near the display, this matte technology will really help with without to hide these type of situations where there's light in the room or even there's windows in the room that are reflecting and you're seeing them. It's hard to view images on that wall because of the reflections. Now we have a matte technology that allows you to see the picture and not see the reflection. So that's very nice. We have that on our BH as well. But this is even more important on this S series because its brightness is a bit less than the BH. We have accurate natural colors, right? It's that Sony look and feel, same as other displays like the Bravia in our whole Crystal LED line. Like color accuracy is suitable for corporate logos, which is great. Sometimes it's hard to get those blues and reds to match what your logo is with other LED products. We're going to make sure that we can do that. Skin tone is great for the online meetings. Um, to realize this experience, we're doing final color adjustments with our Sony picture quality engineers, and we're doing that on these high grade receiving cards from the Novastar and their controllers. All right, so the next key feature is our brightness with S series. It's going to be 800 nits in both our 1.2 and 1.5 millimeter pixel pitch products. And it's very similar to our high-end Bravia models. And that's on purpose because right now we want to kind of use S series as an extension of our Pro Bravias, right? So the Pro Bravias, our biggest one is 98 inches and it is about 760, 780 nits. I think it's 780. So when we talk about, okay, I need bigger than that 98 inch, S series is something that you can go into at 110 or 135, 165. Those are the type of sizes you're going to get. You're going to get high picture quality, great color, high brightness with this S series and it's kind of more of a step in where you don't need to have the most immersive type of solution, and the pricing is going to be more in line with a higher end Bravia, right? So 800 nits, stable for boardrooms, meeting rooms, lobbies. We have a lower max power consumption, and that's actually great because that also reduces your cost on electricity, but it also reduces your heat. And if you need max brightness, then obviously the BH is going to be a better solution for you. But I mean, most situations, 800 nits is going to be more than enough. Let's talk about installation, right? We are going to offer a clean and flexible installation, right? And part of that is our cabinets are thinner. Um, One of the really cool things about this is that our BH and CH is 69 millimeters, and our S series is going to be right around 44, 45 millimeters. Well, when you pair this with a third-party mount, and our partner is Peerless, and we use their Gen 3 universal mount, you are going to be able to put this on a mount on a wall, push it up against the wall, and get to that ADA spec without having to recess this wall, which is going to be a really great feature. We're also allowing a cleaner cable management. We have holes on the back, smaller holes on the back that will allow you to bring in your power and your data and make a little bit cleaner. All the other cable routing is going through the cabinets, right? So you don't have any kind of outside cable issues or conduit you got to run or any of that stuff. And the other thing we have is we have a wider control placing capability. I think it's worded a little bit weird, but it basically means that our controller, the Novastar controller, can be placed at least or at max up to 100 meters away from the cabinets or from the home run, and you can use less expensive cabling as well. Our BH and CH uses Cat 7. S series is going to be able to be used with Cat 5 or Cat 6 pretty easily. If you want to extend more on a BH and CH, you have to buy a fiber extender to go this 100, to go past this, to go past, actually, it's about 33 feet, 10 meters. But with this out of the box, you'll be able to go to 100 meters. We will also offer a fiber extender for this Novastar, but you won't need it until you get after 100 meters, which is like 330 feet. Next here. Um, Lower power consumption with the S series contributes to a lower total cost of ownership. Um, the S series is going to be lower. It's great for always powering on for your lobbies. Power consumption is important and heat is important, right? Put this on a wall. Don't worry about it. You don't need special air conditioning or really too much worry about it, especially when it's off. It's still not when it's in black or in standby. It's not putting off that much heat. Those are really great. And actually, S series I think is going to be even a little less power hungry than our BH and CH, which are actually very low, especially compared to competitors. Um, we talked a little about the coating, but this is really great. We have a coating on this S series, so when someone walks by it, touches it, or something hits it, it's unlikely to damage the LEDs. Now, obviously, the coating can be scratched if it's not taken care of, but that is unlikely. But you're not going to ruin LEDs, which is great. Um, so that's, like traditional SMD LEDs. People come by, they touch them, and everybody wants to touch them. Oh, look at these. They want to put their hands on them. Well, just by touching them can damage them. So we're not worried about that with the S series. Our low surface temperature, and I kind of spoke about it over here when I was talking about low power, because they're very intertwined, very related. Um, we don't have to have special AC. Even you can stand close to the wall and present and not worry about it, being really hot. That's something that happens pretty regularly, and nobody really talks about. It's like when you get close to these things, you can feel the heat. Well, this is going to be a lot different experience. So here's this is kind of very, very busy, but this is our specifications, and you can see these in our brochures, which are on our website. But as you can see, I'm just kind of wanted to go over some of the differences here. Same pixel pitches between the S's and the BH and CH. Different controller, talked about it. BH here and S have that anti-reflective surface. Pixels on those cabinets are the same. Brightness different, right? Contrast very similar, and you're going to get pretty good off-axis viewing as well. We're doing that 22-bit. One of the other things that are kind of different, you can kind of see down here our specification for the max power consumption. We're looking at 95 watts. This is per cabinet, and 120 watts on the BH. So that's a quite a big difference. As well as down here, we're looking at this average when you're running it at when you're running the BH at the 800 nits, it's very similar, right? At that 70. But here's the thing, the BH runs at 1700, and uh, people tend to turn it down. So a lot of the times it's not even necessary. Um, Obviously, the dimensions are going to be very similar. There's some differences there, but you can see that the weight of the cabinet's quite a bit less. And then the size, it's not the dimensions here. You can say we're a lot thinner, and that ADA is going to be a pretty important thing. I think that's about it. I wanted to show you a picture that we have. Uh, it basically it's the same concept design as our BH and CH. It's a 16 by 9 cabinets. We have holes on the sides for routing cables and on the tops. We have pins to be able to align top and bottom, and the cabinets kind of screw together with holes. But that gives you an idea. On our BH and CH, we actually have removable plates on the back here. These will be not available for the S, but obviously not actually needed as well. I think that's about it. And I'm going to pass it off to Jason Metcalf, and he's going to talk about ordering and service information. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, everyone. My name is Jason Metcalf. I'm the business manager for our LED products for Professional Display Solutions of America. And I'm going to cover our ordering and service information for S Series and all of our Crystal LED products. In order to make ordering easier, we have created what we call package models for each of our standard sized LED systems. What you're seeing are our current offerings for CH and BH series, and they range from a 110-inch full HD system for our 1.2 millimeter product to 220 inches for a 4K system. And for our 1.5 millimeter, we have full HD at 137 inches and UHD at 275 inches. For the S series, we have expanded our 1.5 millimeter offerings. So we're now offering both full HD and UHD along with the interim sizes. So 5x5, 6x6, 7x7 cabinets to help with creating a package that fits every space's need, every project's need a little bit more closely. Each of these packages will include the required number of cabinets for the system. So for a 5x5, there's 25 cabinets. It will also include the LED controller. In the case of the S series, it will be the Novastar MX40 Pro. We will have a selection of cables for installing the system, the interconnect cables, both data and power for the cabinets, as well as a selection of home run power and data cables, although it may not fit every project's need. So those aspects should be discussed with our project manager in the lead up to the project. In addition to these packages, each project will need additional components, which will be included in the bill of materials for your order. Spare cabinets, spare modules should be purchased along with the package model, as well as a spare cabinet kit. We offer a frame system, which Chris covered, that's provided by Peerless, along with a trim kit from Peerless. And then we have service options to extend our standard warranty from 3 to 5 years, both for the cabinets of the system as well as the LED controller. And we also have post-sale service plans, which expand our coverage to on-site labor and remedial support, along with preventative maintenance visits. Our typical warranty coverage you can see in front of you. We offer both phone and email support. Repair parts are covered under warranty for manufacturer issues. We have a very low incidence of remedial repairs, but of course, with many projects happening, there is always the chance for some kind of failure on site. So we cover the products that were shipped with the order. Sometimes those are advanced exchange in the case of the controller, but most of the parts will have spare modules or spare cabinet parts on site, which will be the first remedial replacement. And then we'll have an RMA process that differs slightly based on the product. As you can see in front of you, the repair labor is not included or covered under warranty. Typically, that is within the integrator or dealer's scope of work. But we do offer a Sony supported post-sale service plan, which will cover that labor that I'll cover here in a second. You'll see in front of you the SKUs for ordering extended warranties. As I said, this extends our standard 3-year warranty on the cabinets and the controller from 3 to 5 years. We only require warranty purchase for the size of the system. So if you have a 4x4 full HD 1.2 millimeter system, as we're showing in front of you, you would need 16 cabinets covered under warranty. Any additional spares, repair parts, etc., do not need warranty coverage. As those are replaced, they will fall under the existing warranty for the system, and go from there. For post-sales service and support, we offer 3 different tiers of plans: gold, platinum, and diamond. All 3 levels of these plans include annual preventative maintenance visits. The platinum plan adds color calibration, as well as an additional work period after hours, Monday through Friday. And the diamond plan extends that to nights and weekends as well. And it also covers additional equipment rental as needed for the repairs. So your Sony account manager can go into more detail for these plans. They are offered for both 3 and 5 year periods to match our warranty. If you want a 5-year coverage, you would also need to be under warranty for 5 years as well. As Chris has gone over, our S series product, our CH and BH series product, all are covered by these same service plans and warranty. And we support them with our full line of Sony support team that covers our professional products for North America. And that is the short coverage of our warranty and service plans. And now we will take questions from the audience. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We do have questions coming in. Please use the tools in the chat to submit new questions. We're happy to answer them. The first one up is Peter Stern asks, have third-party mount manufacturers had a chance to see the models so they can start gearing up their mounts? So the answer is yes. Chris, I don't know if you want to go into that a little more detail.
No, I mean, no, that's yeah, the answer is yes. And that and who we partner with is Peerless, and they have a universal mount that will pretty much mount almost any LED cabinet. There's two versions of it, one for up to 600 millimeters and one to up to 1200 millimeters. And this is going to fit on that lower end. So I'm not worried about that yet. So I think we're going to be completely covered there.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Peerless is a preferred partner for us, but we can use a number of frame manufacturers or partner with, any fabricator that is needed. So we're happy to support as necessary.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Getting a couple questions in here. Alberto asks if the product's TAA. It is not a TAA compliant product, so that's that. Dan asks, what percentage of spare modules do you recommend? We are specifying 10% right now. Sorry, it's coming in pretty quick. We got a question about special cables or the cabling requirements for the system. Chris, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. To answer that question, basically the cabling is pretty standard. We're just using regular kind of computer three-prong. It's we call it C13 to C14 cables for the daisy chains between the cabinets for the power daisy chains. And then you can use just Cat6 cable between the cabinets for that. We'll be using half-meter cables for any kind of vertical connections, and then 1 meter cables for any horizontal connections. And so those cables, a lot of those cables will be included in the bundles, but it's going to be on the integrator to make sure that the cables that come with the bundle match with how you actually decide to lay out the wall.
Awesome, thank you. Clayton asks about the preventative maintenance visits under our post-sale service plan. Basically, it is cleaning, it is checking for any physical changes in the alignment of the modules, and then making those adjustments as necessary. I think there's checks on just signal, making sure things are set correctly, but it's a very it's a general kind of checkup that that we would provide annually for an installed system. There was a question about the MX40 controller and how it's a step into the S series. So just we've seen Novastar implemented in a number of projects and systems across the country for a number of years. We think it's a very user-friendly design. It is a very capable processor, especially the coax MX line. We feel like for a installer or a team that's used to working with different LED products, they can pretty much pick up the MX40 or a Novastar controller and use it. So we have a very capable controller. It's great. It also, can be learned, and it can become fluent. But because it's not as kind of prolific as the Novastar line, there's a little bit of a higher barrier to entry. And so that's kind of part of our philosophy around moving to the Novastar for this product. We've also been very impressed with the performance and the A10S Pro receiver cards as well. So,
Jason, do we want to discuss the idea that, if the MX40 Pro isn't quite enough for you, that you can move up to a higher level controller? Or, because I think we are going to be able to use most of the coax line of controllers with this cabinet, correct?
yep,
Okay.
exactly. So basically, any of the coax line are compatible with the A10S Pro receiver cards, can be used with this product. And so moving up from the MX40, you have card-based systems, controllers that implement IP inputs, ST2110 or the like. So we're also offering just other expandability options and more flexibility in the install than we have in the past. We're looking forward to that. There were a couple questions about just overall information from the presentation. So this will be posted online. If it's not already, we can put that link in the chat. And then we have a landing page as well that's on our website that's live for S series, and we have brochures and spec sheets, operation manuals, all of that up on the website. And of course, if there's other information you're looking for, you can reach directly out to us or to your account manager, and we can help provide that. There were a couple questions also about the configuration tool. We do have one. It has not been updated with S series yet, but my understanding is it is imminent.
Can we talk a little bit about when, I mean, now we've announced the product, but when do we actually see cabinets? Are we talking shipping is around the end of April? Is that kind of what we're talking, or?
Yep, our first deliveries will be at the end of April, so we can take orders now. That'll be the earliest we'll see them arrive, and then just from there. And we have, I think this was mentioned, but we have a roadshow going on where you can see the product in a number of different cities still. Infocom absolutely will be able to see this product, and then we're talking about some other shows, engagements, demos and things that we may do in the meantime. So if you do have a need to see it, although it's in high demand right now, again, speak with your account manager, and we'll see what we can coordinate. Alberto asks if the connection between the module and cabinet is using a ribbon cable or a direct attachment. It is a direct attachment.
Yeah.
That make installation much more difficult with a ribbon cable, I think. So that is part of our plan to reduce installation time, make it simpler.
So the other thing I can talk about is that these modules, there's going to be 4 modules per cabinet, and each module has 2 connectors on them. And it's kind of like if you split the cabinet into quarters going vertically, so they're going to be taller than they are wider, right? So then you will put them in. So there's a lot less points for Z there, right? You don't have more than 8 or 6 or whatever. Our BH and CH has a pre-gapped module block. And so there's 2 module blocks that go in. This is going to be 4. And I think it'll be, pretty straightforward to put in and pull out. And it's magnetized on there, so you'll need a suction cup that you can purchase with the setup kit to allow you to use and pull those out and put them in fairly simply.
Let me take a couple of these quickly. There's been a couple questions about pricing. We don't have, we have announced list pricing and dealer pricing to our channel partners. I will tell you generally the S series is 50% lower price than our current LED offerings, CH and BH series. And this is key to our kind of positioning for this product. It's in this expandable, deployable range. We think this is part of a full facility of displays and systems, not just for Crystal LED, but for Bravia, for projectors, all of our products. And so it's priced accordingly. We've been very happy with the performance. We think it's a very similar, type of look to our other LED products. And so we think it's going to be quite appealing because of those 2 points. There was a question about spares are not included in the bundle models, so those are separate line items. So we can help you create those, or we can you'll have those SKUs as well. Brian asks if we are offering installation services. We are. We have set pricing for our standard sizes or our package models, and then anything outside of that we'll quote as a custom project. Right now it is primarily primarily US. We can support in Canada, but those are custom quotes right now. But we should have we're getting a more consistent plan set up for Canada as well.
Let me add something to that. Installation services, if you purchase installation services, that's one where we come on site, we do the whole thing. But if you want your guys involved in this, if you have installers and you want to kind of train them or make them involved in this with the install, you can do it yourself. And then we will add a installation supervision and a commissioning that we go on site and do. So basically the first 3 or 4 days, or depends on how big your wall is, right? So within those first few days, we're doing our installation supervision where we make sure that we teach you what the cabinets, how the cabinets work, what all the parts are. We're doing some training. We're showing you how to hopefully, help put the frame up. I mean, we're not doing any of this work, but we're making sure that you are doing it correctly if you want to use your own guys. And then at the end, we will go through and set up the controller, make sure the layouts are correct, and update any softwares or firmwares that need to be updated. So we can do that as well, which is kind of a good option for bringing your people into this as well without just paying for a flat install, though some people would prefer to do that. So we give you options for that.
Thank you. There was a question about direct or distribution. So primarily we sell through channel partners or distributors. Um, so if you would like to purchase or you need help connecting with somebody like that, again, connect with their account manager. We can get you in touch with with a number of resellers, distributors, channel partners that you can work with. And I think that is getting pretty close. Yeah, again, thank you all very much. We're very excited about this new product. S Series really brings the Crystal LED line, into this continuous offering of display products, with Bravia and with our other solutions. And we are really looking forward to seeing all the applications that we can support with it. So thank you all very much for the time. Chris and myself are here to support along with our whole team. And I just want to pass it over to Joe, who's going to talk about some more upcoming events. Thank you very much.
Thank you both for an insightful session and Q&A. To our audience, we capture all submitted questions and will follow up with you afterwards. As a reminder, Sony's AV Tech Expo is in full swing and registration is open. So if you're interested in learning more about our Crystal LED video walls or any other of Sony's products or solutions, be sure to visit one of our upcoming AV Tech Expo locations, including Toronto on February 11th and San Diego on March 3rd and 4th. Lastly, remember you can catch all of our Tech Tuesday sessions on our YouTube channel. A link can be found in the chat. Be sure to join us for the next Tech Tuesday on February 24th, where we'll be looking ahead at our latest Pro Bravia advancements. Thank you again for tuning in and joining us, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.